Before we get started, if you want to save money, make sure you save it in a high yield savings account. Do not have your money just sitting in a regular checking or savings account because it's not making you any money. I use Amex right now for my high yield savings account, but there's also SoFi, Goldman Sachs, and honestly, there's a lot more. But the key is to just make sure you're getting a return on your money whenever it's just sitting in the bank. And you can actually still withdraw this money if it's in there. So you don't have to just keep it locked in there. It's not like a retirement account or nothing like that. You can still get this money out. If you're new here, my name is Loriesa, and on this channel, we talk about making money online. And look, I'm gonna keep it extremely real in this video. A lot of us don't have a problem making money. We can go out there and make some money today. That's not the problem for us. For most of us, the problem is keeping the money that we make. So in this first section, the number one thing we have to do is control our expenses. Whether you have to cancel your subscriptions, whether you have to get another job to pay down your debt, control your expenses the best you can. And that doesn't mean alter the quality of your lifestyle, because I'm honestly in a better place right now. But that does mean stop buying things you don't need and stop holding on to subscriptions that you really don't need. You just feel like they're a part of you now because you've been paying it for so long and you feel like you need it, but you honestly don't. If you eat out a lot, you can honestly get healthier by eating at home, and you can save more money, which means you're making more money just by eating at home. And if you let go of the Amazon Prime membership, you're most likely going to stop buying things you don't need, and you're really going to think twice about all your purchases. I have not bought anything I didn't need off of Amazon right now because I canceled my subscription. I don't have that free shipping. I actually want to take a minute and talk about Amazon Prime because most of us honestly don't need it. We just want it because we can have things that we want in literally a few hours or overnight. Here's the problem with that. Amazon Prime robs us of delayed gratification. It's so instant how fast we can get things from Amazon Prime that we don't even think twice about it. If we want it and we see it and it can be here in the next 3 hours or overnight, we're gonna get it. And it's so creative of Amazon because it's a subscription that you're paying for to pay more money on the platform. So you're essentially paying for this subscription so you can spend more money on the platform. If you really think about it, it's a genius idea for the business, but it's not so good for the consumers. So really, how many things have you bought on Amazon that you really didn't need? You could have went without it, because through the course of a year, man, that stuff really adds up. And it's honestly stuff just sitting around the house that you don't need anymore. Another way you can save more money is by getting off the credit cards. I know in this generation, in our generation, everybody's telling us to use OPM, other people's money. But here's the problem when you use other people's money. You have to pay those other people back, and usually you have to pay them back with interest. And this is actually a correlation to the mental health of the society today. People started using credit cards like crazy, and then what? This word anxiety just started popping up out of nowhere. At the same time, people went on a credit card frenzy. Hey, all I'm saying is 1 and 1 adds up to 2. So most of us are financially stressed, even if you don't know it's because you have this balance on your credit card that you have to pay back, and you feel like you constantly own, so you constantly have to be doing something to get this money to pay it off, right? But what happens when you get this money and you just give it to yourself? That's powerful. And another thing credit cards do is they allow us to live in this fast-paced world. They allow us to keep up with the Joneses, right? So getting off the credit cards will actually allow you to slow down a little bit and let you breathe. Some of us just need to breathe. We have to make changes in our life to not live off impulse and instant gratification. Getting off of credit cards will do that. Getting off of Amazon Prime will do that. But let me tell you why getting off of credit cards is extremely beneficial to your mind. But first, let me ask you a question. If you had to pay off all your debt today, would you be able to? If you answered yes, how much money would you have left in the bank? And if you answered no, how much money do you need to have to cancel all of your debt out? And answer this question, do you have an emergency fund that can carry you for an entire year? All of this fast-paced living right now that everybody's living in, it's creating a terrible impact on our mental health and on our physical health. Because we're so busy trying to get something that we're not even taking care of our bodies. We're eating whatever we can eat. We're not working out. We're not taking time to smell the flowers, literally. When's the last time you smelled a flower? And the truth is, people aren't even using their credit card the same way they would use their cash. So if you had a $150 purchase today, might not be a lot to some of you, but some of us are like, oh, that's $150. You can go ahead and swipe your credit card for it right now. Easy breezy. But when you pull out your debit card, you're like, hold on, because this is my money about to leave the door. And I know what I'm gonna have to do to go get this money back in my account. But we have this large amount of funds on our credit card. But here's the thing, we have to pay it back, y'all. We have to pay it back. So when you use a debit card, you automatically think differently. Honestly, you think differently about the things you spend on. I challenge you today to get off the credit card and start using a debit card. I challenge you because this now went from OPM to you watching your money go out the bank. It's a totally different part of your brain being used. So a debit card is going to allow you to spend more wisely. Honestly, it will. And another way you can save more money this year is by doing a side hustle or getting a second job or both. People downplay getting a second job, but honestly, it's an easy come up. Social media has brainwashed a lot of people into thinking that they're too good to do a certain thing. Honestly, if you're making honest money, there's nothing wrong with it. Don't let anybody talk down on you for you trying to get your life together and you trying to get your finance together. If it takes you getting a second job, then you get the second job. There's nothing wrong with that. Or you can create a side hustle. The key about this side hustle stuff though is you have to pick one and you have to go all in. If you say you want to make a YouTube channel, just stick to making a YouTube channel. If you want to use Amazon KDP, then use Amazon KDP. If you want to use drop shipping, then use drop shipping, but don't try and do everything. You got to pick one thing and you got to go all into it. And this is going to make you a lot of money. And if you make a lot of money, you can save money for your future. Okay. The point of making money is to actually have money to spend, not to be giving it out to everybody else. It's for you to spend for your family, for yourself. You know what I mean? And for you to not have to depend on anybody else. That's the whole point of making more money. And I love making money online because it allows us the flexibility that we want. But when we make more money, we should be saving some money, y'all. Let's not just go YOLO. I don't believe in that. I really don't. So if you're going to make money online, save some money. If you need to make more money, you can honestly make more money by canceling certain subscriptions, getting off of credit cards, and just getting a second job or doing a side hustle. It's super simple. It's really, really simple. However, we feel like we have to be on the same wavelength as most of these people out here on social media and stuff, and that's not true. Slow it down a little bit. Learn how to live a slower paced life, because once you slow down, you can evaluate everything else that's going on and you will become a better person. I promise you. I promise you that. I know this wasn't the typical video for this channel, but I hope you enjoyed it anyways. I hope that I dropped some gems that you can actually take away from this. If I did, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if this is the type of content that you like listening to. My next video is going to be about how I made money on YouTube. So if you want to check that out, definitely hit that notification button. Look, you can do anything you put your mind to. I 100% believe in you. Until next time, take care.